Politicians are always very busy, especially during the weekends. They have so many schedules. You remember even when we are scheduling for Toto, it took about 3 weeks for us to successfully find her. But eventually, we were able to have her in our conference. So today we are having a senator, and because of time, we are not going to wait him longer. Today again, we have another guest. Another guest is also a childhood friend. We used to do some program together about mentorship. When you were in the university, we could organize coaching programs, and currently is a consultant. He ran an organization as a CEO in IT sector. I did introduce the same matter last week that there's a gentleman who is going to join us soon and will introduce to us his products. So he's with us, and I will introduce to you in a short while. In this meeting again is made possible with the presence of a technical team. We have a team of sign language interpreters. One is in Mombasa, one is in Kericho, one is in Uasin Gishu. I have also a co-host, is also in Mombasa. And I have today's moderator, Esther Ingolo, although she's here to join this meeting. So as I'd already shared the theme of today, which is oversight role of the Senate and the milestones it has achieved so far since the inception of devolution, the challenges it's facing, the opportunities it has to improve and make its mandate effective. So because the senator is not with us now, I'm just going straight away to do the introduction of the technical team who are here, and the guest who is already in the conference, and then we will continue from there. So I will start with my co-host. My co-host, where are you? May you take on your mic and just introduce yourself. Metet.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Jonathan Metet. I'm based in Mombasa from Technical University of Mombasa. And my home county is Kericho. I'm also very passionate about disability inclusion. That is my area, which I do voluntary. Also, I do it at Technical University of Mombasa. So welcome everyone. Thank you.
Second technical member of the technical team to introduce is my brother, Daniel Koech, from the University of Debrecen, Hungary. Koech, can you also introduce yourself?
Thank you, Mr. Pate, for this opportunity. I am Daniel Koech, and I come from Bomet. I come from, it is Bomet East, also Chebalungu, but currently I am in Hungary as a student. So welcome.
Karibu sana. I can see so far we don't have any sign language interpreter in the session. And I think once they join, I will introduce them. We have another guest today because he's in diaspora. I want to introduce him. All the way from the USA, United States of America. He will tell us where he is exactly. He's also from Bomet. Solomon, let me give you, brother, this opportunity to say hi. It's been a while since you joined this conference. These conferences. Solomon. Solomon Jeruyo, do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Maybe you can put on your camera, please.
Oh,
You can see where you are. Or is it is it evening over there?
yeah. Mm,
What is the time? Put on your camera and then you can come back again. I see you have a problem with the echoes. Maybe you can try to control the background noise. Then you join again. So as we wait for Solomon Cheriot, Cheriot, are you ready? Maybe Jim.
yes.
Are you ready?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, the place I'm here, the network is not stable. Eh?
Okay.
Yes. But let me thank you for your organization, and we'll be together.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes.
So finally, I want to introduce the guest of today, Cornelius of Micropoint Solutions. Brother Cornelius Tonoi, maybe you can take on your camera and then maybe introduce yourself. Yes, this is a special occasion for you. Because you have time now to tell us. You've been requesting that one day you want us to give you an opportunity to tell us about your organization. Yes, today you have.
Sure. Good evening, everyone, and I hope you can hear me. Bets, can you hear me?
Are you? Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, my brother Bet John, for this invitation. Yeah, indeed, I had requested that one day, if I get a chance to speak in the forum, then that will be okay. And I'm happy that I got this opportunity today to say one or two things in the forum. It was kind of a rush, so probably I may not have a lot, but I'll try to say how much I can. And I'm happy. And first I'll say that pongezi, shukrani sana for the organizers of this forum. Bet indeed, this is a very, very good forum. This is a good use of technology, whereby you're bringing in different people to talk to or to engage and to talk to our people, which is really a good thing and a good use of technology. What Bet said is true. That is a childhood friend. We used to organize sessions of coaching here and there for students while we were in the university. And I can see that Bet, you're still carrying on, and congratulations for this. I'll also say that Metet, Jonathan, is a classmate. I schooled with him in high school for the 4 years that we were in school. So it's not new to me. So guys, thanks a lot for this, and let's carry on for the sake of our communities. I know you've said, you've given me a chance to explain a few things about me. And like you said, I'm a CEO and founder of a company called the Micropoint Systems Limited, where we do softwares. But then for the sake of community, that may not even the only hats that I'll talk about as myself. So my name is Cornelius Tonui, for those who are new to me or who don't know me. I come from Chepalungu sub-county, village is Mbengwet. That is where I was born, and that is where I met with Bet, and where we've been doing, or we did a number of things together. But then my residential home is in Bomet Central, a village called Marset in Bomet Central. So that is where I come from as well. But then in terms of technology, I actually still run mentorship. And that is what I wanted to talk about more before I can talk about what we do at Micropoint. So today, I'm a passionate person when it comes to ICT. I've done mentoring. I did not stop while we did with BET. So after coding for a long time, I'm a graduate of Maseno University. So I was employed for around 7 years before I was fired and started a company that I ran to date. But then back in the day and still today, what happens to the ICT graduates is that they don't get sufficient opportunities. And along the way, I actually have a number, almost 50 mentees that have come through what we do in Micropoint Academy, sort of. And they now successfully do well-paying jobs. And I've not stopped doing that. So lately, I actually have a TikTok channel, I would say. I have a YouTube channel whereby I teach coding from scratch. So if you search for Cornelius Tono in YouTube, you'll see that I have a YouTube channel that I teach coding from scratch. So still, because we are teaching, and for me, I've always been passionate about teaching and having that knowledge given to someone who doesn't know. So from unknown to known, and that is my passion. I still drive that. I also, in TikTok, I call myself Mr. Software, whereby I run a few advisors here and there. And again, with a passion, I'm called Con the Coder. So Con the Coder is where I teach programming in the language that our people understand. So I'm teaching programming in Kalenjin or Kipsigis language called Con the Coder. So if you go to TikTok and then Con the Coder, you'll see that I'm there teaching here and there. And indeed, I would say we come from a blessed society. I think apart from running that we know Kalenjins do, without any contradiction, I can easily say that we are also gifted with things to do with programming. And I know very young men from, especially Menwet around there, we've mentored a number of them, and they do some serious stuff out here. I think that is within our blood. And that is now what I wanted to talk about, the opportunities that we have as a society. People talk about the jobs that are not there lately, but then for me, I tend to a little bit disagree, because I'm told the statistics that I took is, I'm told that every year 5,000 graduates from universities, Kenyan universities, are doing ICT related jobs. But then only 30 to 40% get the jobs. And why? It's not that the jobs are not there. It's that they are not job ready. So you come out of the university, especially for those who are in ICT, you know the bits and pieces of what they teach in school. But then you've never had experience to linking the dots. And that is where I come in usually. That is where I mentor those graduates. So I would come and show them now, this is what happens. So what happens is, I'm not trying to underrate what people learn in the university. But then again, the practical skills is what is lacking. And I know in our language, they say that if a fish comes out and say inside there, crocodile is not feeling well, then you should accept, because that is where they're coming from. So for me, I've been there. I'm a coder. I've been coding. That is my life. That is what we do. That is what I've been doing all along. But then I face the same challenges. So what is happening out here is that the job is there, the graduate is there, but then they cannot link one or two things. The softwares are needed, whether it's retail, whether it's in our schools, whether in our dispensaries, and so on. There's still a lot of opportunity that we can build software for. But then our learners, our graduates are not ready to take up that. So that is what I've been actually pushing a lot. And even today, I was working on my community. I will soon be launching a community for coders. So that what we do there is that apart from now what I've done over time, teaching them, we also want now to link them to the jobs. And when we get the opportunities, which are actually there, sometimes we get overwhelmed in terms of someone telling you, I need this small software to help me do 1 or 2 things. But then we don't have the people to do that. Whether small contracts as they gain experience, we don't have them. And in my YouTube, in my TikTok link, especially the account for coders, I've been saying, what I know for sure is there is no single coder who goes hungry. There is no single good coder out there who doesn't have a job. And I've also said, if you know one, send them to me. And the message remains that way. That is still my message even today. I don't know of a good coder who doesn't have a job. And anyone in this forum who knows a coder, or the story about the coders, they tell you, me, I did software engineering, I did BDIT, I did computer science, and they don't have a job. Then give me those guys. I have a job for them. For sure, I'm looking for them. Because the skills themselves, and if they don't have the skill, then we guide them through the skills. The mentorship that I've done, I trust, because 100% of the time, these guys have been able to get good jobs. And I can list names, although not in this forum, but that is it. Now, interestingly, not all the people we've coached are the people who did computer science. We've had also people moving from other faculties and now becoming coders. So what am I doing here? I'm encouraging anyone, especially students in school or fresh graduates. These guys have a lot of time. They don't yet have issues the way a little bit older generation have, running school here and there. They have time. Even if you schooled as a teacher for whatever subject you want to teach, even if you schooled as a nurse and you're not having an opportunity, for me, I would still bet that if you learn coding, you will have a job. I have a case where a guy did statistics, and what he used to like was he was going to data science, the analysis things. I know this is IT jargon, but those are the things that we talk about. And I told him, look, there are simpler things here. Can you try them out? And he was like, me, I'm for the harder stuff. But then when he listened and I coached him, this guy called Gilbert, he's actually from my village in Marseille. The guy now works as a coder, and apparently coding the simple things that he thought he wanted more difficult stuff. So again, I was saying that me, I'm a coder, and I know the challenges coders go through. The challenge with this industry is that most of the time, they don't even ask you for that certificate. They'll ask you, what can you do? We can give you a machine and say, look, can you program for us 1, 2, 3? Even for me, not very many of those jobs that I got, I was asked a degree certificate or anything. You're just given the task. And most of them are even referrals. They know we have a very good guy here and there. And then that is how people get jobs. It's because it's more hands-on. What can you do? Yeah. So that is what's happening there. So now what I'm doing here is that, one, the guys who've done IT, I'm making them employable through those channels I've talked about. The guys who don't have jobs, but they have time, then if they are ready to put in time, because that is also the question I ask them, are you ready to put in time? Because again, I don't think we promise, or I do promise anything easy. There is nothing easy. You must put in before you get something out. So if there is someone there who's ready to put in time and discipline, then for sure they'll get in there. Sometimes I tell you with a few, and it takes a while before now they get a little bit serious job. And some sometimes want to give up. I have a neighbor to bet. Philemon can attest to this. I was with him. I think he now works with Safaricom. He said, this thing is taking a little bit too long. I'm going back to Bomet. And then I told him, I think we should have tried a little bit more. But then he gave up, went back home. I was a friend to his father. Then the father is calling me, what's up? The boy is back home. Telling him if he's willing to come back, then I think we still have an opportunity for him. Today, I think he's given me many other guys. His brother, who just graduated from Murang'a, is the latest guy who got a job through ourselves. So when I say I know this, the problem that young people face is, I would easily say, they reach quick schemes or something like that. The time has to be put in there, the discipline has to be put in, and for sure now you'll be able to get something. I know people talk about AI and the simplicity that makes things happen. I've been looking at AI, and even when they say no code, what happens is that they take you through the no code in the beginning, but along the way, actually, they still introduce that code. So for me, I say, let's learn the basics very well. And in that YouTube channel, I do what I call coding the Micropoint way, explaining what a software is in terms of having 3 layers, then slowly, in a very nice way, explain. So we are taking this actually to the next level, whereby we want to mentor more and give an opportunity to more learners. That is what I do. That is Con the Coder, or Mr. Software. Now using Kiswahili and English, but Con the Coder is specifically for Kupsigis language, whereby the dream is, look at the way we have ICT Hub, or whatever they called it, in Molot. Nowhere else in Kenya. What does that tell you about the talent that is there? So when I talked about Con the Coder, I was thinking about, now, if there's anyone who wants to know programming and the language could be the barrier, then I'm taking it to the language they understand. And that is the agenda I'm pushing and still pushing. And I'll continue pushing. Of course, there we have other things to learn around our culture, our history, with some legends. But then the topic remains closely towards programming. And that is what we do. And now, so that is my passion, and I'm still running that. But then I run a company called the Micropoint Systems Limited, where again, we are developers. Okay, yeah, Betty's saying, if you have any questions, yes, you can shoot. So I think finally, probably before I conclude is, yeah, so I have a company called the Micropoint Systems Limited, whereby now we do softwares. The core softwares are the ones for microfinance and SACCO industry. But then we also partner with Microsoft, whereby we sell their ERP solutions. We do mobile apps. Again, I would say all our coders are coders who've come through our academy, because they are coding the Micropoint Systems way. Again, this is something that I've learned for long. And I thought, if I can teach another person and another, and I've seen them grow. Some, like I've said, have even bigger jobs. I know for those who are football fans, you know about a coach. Sometimes you get players who are even paid much more than the coach themselves, because they are the students and they shine more. And sometimes I even find myself lately, that is what's happening. You get now my old quote unquote students doing better than I would say, doing better than me, because they are students, they are employed. Again, for those who are running businesses, you know the challenges with small businesses. But then again, that is my passion, running business and coaching. So the Micropoint as it is, okay, yes, I think I'll answer a question from Kerubo. So that is what Micropoint, that is what Micropoint does in terms of software. So we have softwares, the ERPs, targeting microfinance and SACCO industry. We do mobile apps for various industries. Once in a while, we get custom jobs from government and we do them if you need something to be coded. I'm also an innovator. Like there's an app that we've been pushing. We rolled it a little and then we are working on reworks. So this app is called 20 Shags. So what is 20 Shags? 20 Shags is an app that will be helping us do carpooling, especially from Nairobi to home. So what happens? Sometimes you come to the stage in Bomet and you want to go to Nairobi. Someone just left there and they were alone. And they thought, if I had 1 or 2 guys, I would have gone with them. Me, I've been there. I'm writing home. I'm going alone. I'm coming back on a Sunday or a Monday morning. Chances are there's a guy who is seated in a hotel somewhere and waiting for a vehicle. Me, I don't mind that day because I'm alone, picking 1 or 2 persons. So that is an app that we are doing and other innovations. So we are rolling, we rolled out and tested. We had, of course, the software cycle is that you put it there, you test, you put it there, you test it back. And yeah, we are rolling up soon, and we should also be able to advise when we get there. And thankfully, when there's a forum like this, it gives us also a chance to then get people to test together, things like those, so that we can push out there. Because our win becomes win for everyone. When we grow the team, then we need our kids to be there to actually program. Finally, when it comes to coaching, I'm also a parent and a parent for a student who is doing a degree in IT. And apparently I'm looking at the course outline, and it's the same course outline that we were taught in 1999, 2000. And this is when people say, is this really for the industry? Things have changed. I tell people that in 2003, when we were graduating, there was only 1 student who had a phone in college. But then today we are coding for their phones. What does that mean? Whatever we learned was somehow almost outdated. But then, ile watu wanasema syllabus inakimbia sana. So in ICT, syllabus inakimbia. But then the colleges, the schools are not catching up that fast. So that is me. Probably also one thing about me is that I'm the immediate outgoing chairman of Menwet Secondary School, whereby one of the things we did actually was to introduce computers. So I brought in the computers. Last year, that was our leading subject. And now this is where I encourage others, Bet and the rest. If you can help community in other ways like that, let's empower the young generation. Whatever you can, or whatever you can do, then let's empower them, at least so that we can get. And up to that point, I think I can then the conversation. Bet.
Thank you, Cornelius, for the detailed introduction about what you're doing. Members, I hope you've heard what Cornelius is doing. He is an entrepreneur per se, and he has done a lot. He has employed some people in his farm, and I think he is also offering some attachment positions. So what I wanted us to do now, because Senator is not joined and seems like time has gone, he may not come. Now, this evening or this conference now, the focus will be now Cornelius. Although Cornelius, I didn't give him enough time to prepare, so he will pair with me, because I'd seen that like during the day, Senator was extremely busy attending several functions. You know, the way leaders are expected by the community. They have a lot to deliver. They have a lot to respond. They are accountable to so many people and so many activities. Some schedules clash. Some things also extend so much, and they may not have time to attend everything within a day. So I think because of that, I am appreciating Elias because with that short notice, he was able to say he will join because I only promised him that today is an introduction day for you to tell us what you are doing so that maybe we'll schedule another day because normally when we are scheduling for discussion, we look at something that can impact significantly to the majority of the people who are attending the conference. And indeed, because you are an entrepreneur, you are a job creator, you are an innovator, today fit perfectly to what we are discussing. So I wanted to ask you maybe one question before I open the plenary for others also to ask. What can you advise young graduates, especially those who have done ICT related courses like computer science? I have so many who have requested me to help them secure jobs. And you find in Kenya now, jobs are becoming very competitive. And even in the job market, they are not looking about the degrees. They are not ready to come and train you. They want somebody who can come and start work immediately. And that is why you find so many graduates tamarking, and you find somebody wasting about 5 years without doing anything, without even beginning. What can you advise those fresh graduates? Sometimes even getting internship is a challenge. Getting where to start is a challenge. What is the best approach in the job market? You've had Gen Zs are banning institutions. Gen Zs now are frustrated. So I want to give you this opportunity to talk about the young graduates who do not have experience, they don't have the skills, and they want to be like you. Just see it maybe in 5 minutes. Then I open up now the forum. Asante. Cornelius.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bet, for that question. And indeed, when we talk about the graduates, like I said, it's not only about graduates of ICT, because I think it is all graduates, because they say jobs are not there. So the first thing I would encourage or advise everyone indeed, because now they need mentorship. But then for them, it is about mindset. What I know out there is that there are very many rich, quick sort of skills. And again, with the media and things like that, people go online showing off what they have and all this. And our graduates would think that it's that easy, but then it's not. Someone was saying that sometimes people think this is an overnight success. Even when they see Bet, when they see everyone else around them, they think that it's an overnight success. But then the thing is, it could be an overnight success being built in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So one is the mindset. So the graduate should be able to know that after graduation, that should not be the end. It's actually the beginning. And I think indeed that is why in graduations they say they give you powers to read and write. I actually had a lot of problems with that word, saying now you're being given powers to read and write. What does this mean? I thought I've been reading all this time, reading and writing all this time. But then as I graduate, I'm given now the powers again to read. So I think graduates should take that seriously, that as you graduate, it's the beginning, but not the end. So they should be ready to learn. Because again, I see the same challenge even in mentorship. I can still prove, and I have people who can even talk to others. But then sometimes it's not even easy again to take through the young people through that program. Because for them, they come in their bed, like you're saying, they need these jobs. And they're already asking you, how much will I earn? But then the question is, what can you do? People are employed not because of, especially private sector, people are not employed for the sake of just getting a job. Someone will give you a job because they want you to help them so that they can now get a solution to a client. So what happens in there? for the business owner, especially private sector, someone is seeing an input in what you want to put in, and they want to get much more than what you're putting in. So the question is, if you can't put in anything, then why are we even discussing about a salary? So you're saying you need 20K, 30K, 40K in the beginning. Yes, probably there is a friend of yours who graduated last year or who has not even graduated. And it's something I will talk about. I have a student who today works for us at the Micropoint Systems Limited. This guy is in third year. He has not yet graduated, but he already has a job with us. Why? Because when we started with him, I think in second year, this guy showed a lot of passion. And today he works. So you get a job somewhere, someone needs a system, you give this guy in the university, tell him, kindly code for me 1, 2, 3, and he doesn't deliver. The client pays. Why can't we pay this guy? Because that is how it works. But then our graduates wait. In university, I know it's busy, but people will tell you, the elder people, brothers and sisters will tell you, actually there is more time that you have in university than when you come out here. More things are chasing you here than when you're in university. So the ones in university, I need them to use the time they have and the resources that technology has given to learn a thing or two. That is one. Number two is the mindset. Let them know that even after graduating, if they can't do anything sensible, then they still have to put in the work. So mentorship. So that is where I'm saying, that is where I come in. They can come in and then we mentor them. Number three then would be to encourage older generation, the people who already know a thing or two in their sectors. Then I'm encouraging you then to think about how we can mentor the youth, the opportunities that you can have. Let's have such forums like the one you have best, because in a way, this is the way to go. So if we have more forums, if we have more people in business like me and others who can now think about mentorships, then I think at the end of the day, we'll be able to advise these guys and have them going the right way. So for me, that is what I'll tell them. So if someone is still at home, then let them learn. The only other problem would be they may be asking, so what can I learn? Because there are also a lot of jargon here. People talk about AI, people talk about Python, people talk about no code, MongoDB, very many other jargon when it comes to IT. So again, the question sometimes is, what should I learn? So if possible, look for people who can mentor. So that now you're mentored to say, this is what you do, 1, 2, 3. And once again, I'm saying that is why I'm looking at growing the community so that we can have people chatting in that community for coders. Like you've done this, congratulations, Beth. Now I'm working on the one for ICT so that we bring on the experts, the students, and the job seekers. So that again, once in a while, they say, mtu anatakikana hapa, wanaitupa hapo. If you qualify, if you don't, then we know. How should we mentor you for that job next time? So that, I think I've been able to answer that.
Thank you, Cornelius. Thank you. So let me read through the chat box messages from the participants, and then maybe you pick if there is any question that you need to answer. You can answer from the. Let me just read the first three. From Mekan Keripo, she's saying, "Good evening, Mr. Cornelius. I'd wish to know if you mentor, coach interested people online. If so, how much do you charge?" I think that is, she's asking about whether that program is there, and if it is there, what is the cost? From Ngasura To, he's saying, "I'm passionate about coding. Can I get some coaching from you? Thanks in advance." That is from Ngasura. He's also asking about coding and maybe how he will get it. So it's like he's having some interest. Julius Chepcoin, Mr. Tonui, your work of apprenticing the young generation is wonderful. My son here in Giprono is attesting to this. Be blessed abundantly. So someone is giving a testimony that indeed you are helping. Then I think this is you yourself. You've talked about, yes, the coaching is actually online. Okay, you have already responded to Mekan. And then from Frederick Koskei, he's saying, congratulations, Bagole Cornelius, for great presentation on IT, innovations, and entrepreneurship. Your mentorship program to your IT graduate is the way to go. That's also a positive comment. Thank you very much, Frederick. Jairus Kipkiri is also saying, you are doing great, Mr. Tonoi. You are the light in the darkness. That is also a positive comment. Mekan Keruba again, I think now she's appreciating your response. Then promoted Jonathan, excellent presentation. My classmate at Kericho High. Oh, you have a college mate and then also a classmate. You are doing an outstanding job, not only in developing innovative IT solutions, but also in giving back to the community. Your mentorship and dedicated service are truly commendable. Keep inspiring. And then also you have responded, yes, sure I will. You responded to Ngasura. Then Megan Keruba again, Madam Chipkorir, kindly position your phone or laptop well. You left and seems okay. I think she's talking to the technical person there on sign language interpretation. So I think here, let me just see whether there is something we have not responded. You have responded to Mekan Kerupo. You have responded to Ngasura. You have also, okay, Julius was giving a comment. Frederick was the same. Okay, I think all these have been, you have already answered this. So you also answered the question that I was asking about the young people. We still have around 11 minutes. So maybe if you have a question and you want to ask direct, can you put up your hand so that I give you an opportunity to directly ask the question to Cornelius? This is to the conference participants. If you are in the meeting and you have a question, even if it is general question about how to run business, not necessarily about IT issues or programming, because he's an entrepreneur, he has been in the business for almost 10 years now. Maybe you are a business person and you want to learn one or two from him, you can raise up your hand using the tools provided, or you can still go ahead to use the chat box to indicate here. I think, let me just read again. There is another gentleman here, Kimweti Koskei. I don't know whether that is the pilot. I know there's a German captain with the same name. I don't know where it's him. Many students from campus lack the practical skills required in today's job market. To address this, we should encourage students to proactively build job-ready skills. I'm also interested in collaborating with you on the software projects you're working on. I'm a software engineering graduate, class of 2024, and currently pursuing a degree in telecommunications engineering, expected maybe to graduate in 2025. I have strong skill set and experience as an online freelancer. This is another person in the same industry with the positive and passionate about the coding and the software. His name is Kimnetich Koskei. I hope, Cornelius, you are noting. You have already responded to him. So let me just give my co-host, Metet, maybe also to ask the members if there are anyone with a question or any comment. You can continue in the next 10 minutes so that because you are my co-host, I don't want to talk throughout the session. Metet, I want to, okay, before I give Metet, I want to introduce the sign language interpreter who joined us late. Her name is Winnie. Maybe she can say the other name. Winnie, where are you? Or you have left? I've seen Winnie interpreting. Winnie, are you still in?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, just go ahead and introduce yourself. Today, the three of you did not join on time, but just go ahead. You are doing a good job. Tell us where you are, the school you are, and maybe you talked also to the deaf community. one or two things. Asante. Karibu.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, all. My name is Winnie Eno from Kericho County. Thank you for this meeting and welcome all. Thank you for including the deaf community here, and we are happy. Let's continue with the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Winnie. Pass our regards to your fellow colleagues, Purity and Millicent. Today they didn't manage to join. So I want to give this opportunity to Metet, classmate of Cornelius, Tono CEO, Micropoint Solutions, to take over from here. He will start with Amos Rob, who has raised his hand, and continue from there. And then the rest of the participants who may have questions, you can direct to Metet. So Metet, karibu. Let me switch off.
Thank you very much, Bwana Bet. I also thank my classmate Kirejwai, Cornelius Tanui. He's been doing a very good job. Once in a while, when he's in Mombasa, we could meet. I really appreciate. After a long, several years from Kirejwai, we left in '97, but we are still keeping in touch with Mr. Tanui. So I'll just go straight to Amos Rob. Please ask your question.
Thank you very much, the chair and the organizers of this particular meeting. To the speaker today, thank you very much. Although I joined very late, I want to ask some few questions regarding what our chair has said about IT. So my question are two. First question is, what are the of AI to the current prevailing to the IT sector? Because as you can see, mostly in US now, most of the companies are embracing IT in AI. What are the impact of AI to the IT sector, to the business? As an IT expert, what are the opportunities for youths in AI to learn AI? And then the last but not least is the questions which I will ask is, you have been in, as I heard the speaker had say that you have been in IT sector for quite a long time, around 10 years, especially in entrepreneurship. What are the platforms where we can use to market our businesses? Like we market our business apart from social media, like Facebook and etc. What are the best optimizing engines where we can market our businesses there? Thank you very much. And I hand over to Metet. But before I hand over, let me recognize the presence of former MCA for Kongasis Kiplekwet.
Thank you. We welcome Mheshimiwa Kiplekwet. So, Mr. Tanu, you can proceed with that as we wait for any other questions.
Okay. Thank you very much, Amos Rob, for your question. And yeah, let me welcome. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome MCA Wesley Bet. He is here, and apparently, although I did not mentor Bet in programming, his elder brother is my Bagula, and hence he came with him to Nairobi and said, I have a Gupto out here who is looking for some job. And somehow I was able then to give him direction back to the day. And I'm very proud of him, what he has achieved in many years. And I think that is a testament that I told you that as a coach, you'll get that your students whom you're coaching them become far much ahead of you. And I'm really proud to have been associated in his successful journey. And then now to the question of AI that Amos is asking. AI is indeed a disruption when it comes to IT, and it presents both a challenge and an opportunity. For me, this is what I usually say, that God, in his mighty ways, was able to actually create us and create problems so that the people who give solutions to those problems make them then survive. So you see the challenges, for example, of 1900s, the people who used to give answers to them were people who thrive in whatever they were doing. The people of 1960s and 70s had separate challenges. And again, the people who are able to give solutions to those challenges of back in the day were able to thrive by giving out the solutions. The challenges of the 80s and 90s were again different. And the people who gave solutions to those challenges are actually able, that is how they were able to get jobs out of the challenges they faced during that time. So you get, for example, someone who knew who knew how to thatch a house, probably in the early 80s, or someone who was known and everyone was looking for that. But then the challenge today is a little bit different. So that is why I'm saying AI as well is presenting a challenge and an opportunity at the same time. Because what happens to AI, artificial intelligence, is that it makes some of the things that we were doing differently or archaically very easy. For example, when it comes to programming itself, I'm able to go and code and program. Look at the way things like, if I come to Bomet or I go to a new town and I'm looking for a service, what do? I just go somewhere, Google, for example, who's the best barber in this town. I did that in one of the towns around Nyumbani Hapo. So these are, it's presenting a challenge. At the same time, it's an opportunity. Look at the way bicycles in our days. Bicycle was the only thing you could get a lift from Home Apple to Makimeni or Olbutio, for those who know. But then the motorbikes came and it changed everything. So if you're still then thinking about doing business using a bicycle and the motorcycle is there, then you see now it becomes a challenge for the person who wants to stick to that, but an opportunity for someone now new to go and buy this. So same thing to AI. There are a few things that will change in how we were doing. And the people who will adapt then are going to create solutions for today. So what are the problems that we are facing today? And I think this also answers the second question about the platforms of the business. I know I'm not a guru in business. I've been there and still learning and trying harder. But then at the same way, some of the platforms would be, the first question is, are you actually solving a problem? Because if you do, they say people will come and knock doors. If you're solving a real problem. And
You are muted.
sorry. So I was saying to Amos that if indeed you're solving a problem that people are facing, then you may not lack a platform to market your services. But then again, I said I'm not a guru in business. I'm still a young entrepreneur. I would say young because I'm still pushing on and keeping on learning. But then I like the question about the AI and the opportunities that they present. And all this again, we mentor our young people on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tanui, for that response. I believe Amos is well answered. Is there any other question from the members? You can raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll give you a chance. Thank you, Kimngetich. Please, Kimngetich Koskei, please go ahead, ask your question.
Thank you, moderator, for the space that you have given me to raise my question. Asante sana Cornelius for the presentation on IT. Even though I joined it late, I get something. You have emphasized much on technology. Now, I had earlier raised a concern or a question or a comment about the same. You were talking about certain project or what, I don't know, but when I arrived, there was something like that. I requested to be incorporated. If you don't mind, maybe I get as a way of getting maybe attachment of job, something like that. Another thing, there was something by the president called Mulot Sichui ICT Center, Duke Silicon Valley. I don't know why I'm asking now because the leadership of the national government, like Senator, is not around to answer that. We were expecting that thing to be a huge project that will actually employ thousands, as it was said by the president. But when you see how the project is being built, and you estimate it with 100 billion that president said, it is not worth that price. Now, are we going to really get the project of that value? Maybe Cornelius, because you understand IT, what could be some of the things that we will enjoy in that ICT hub of Mulot? Thank you. That's my little question, but take emphasis on my request. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kimnetijan. I think someone was also asking how to reach me. I've shared my number there. So I think we can talk probably tomorrow and then see where we can collaborate. There should be no problem with that at all. So let's see how we collaborate. And then now on the project, I may want to say, okay, I'm not really privy then to what is happening in there, but my hope was the same as yours. And I was actually thinking that this is actually going to be an umbrella where all of us would fit in and then now carry on the things like what I'm doing online. But then let's hope that some time the dreams or the dream that was intended by the people who came up with will fruit, or if not, then that sometimes in the future we get an opportunity to make it more useful than it is today. But indeed, I don't think it has gotten to the levels that were expected. But it's something that if we dream it and then we make it Silicon Valley, then it can really be a nice project. Because again, I've been drawing this from two experiences. One is the Silicon Valley itself. I think Kenya is known to be ahead, especially in the region, in terms of ICT. And if Kenya is known to be ahead, and Bomet County is then ahead of the head, then it means we should actually be the best in Africa, or the region, I would say. So if we mentored and had, and if we really utilized that, it means we can be building softwares for Africa from Bomet. And what does that really mean? I think sometimes when I think about that, it's a little bit emotional because I think there's a huge opportunity that people are not seeing. I don't know, because it's not only about pen coding, it's about the investments around that place. It's about what comes in there. It becomes our consultants. It becomes job for very many people. If I do software, I need someone to sell. So salespeople will get the jobs there. If I'm selling there, I have to eat. So what does that mean to the to the industry around there. So that is a point I really don't want to go a lot into. But there's a humongous opportunity that if we in Kenya are the first in the region or the leaders, and Bomet leads, what are we even talking about? Sometimes I talk about that and think also about something like tea sector. And I don't want, this is not politics, but it's things that we see. That they say Kenya is the largest importer, I think, or if it's not number one, number two in the world of 40. And then how are lives of people who produce that? Because I'm a tea farmer as well. So there are actually questions surrounding some of the things that if we took advantage of, then we should not be having guys saying they don't have jobs. It can take a lot. And when it comes to, I think that was number one, saying that this is in the region. And I've also talked about then Africa. We should be able to produce softwares for Africa in Bomet, and then we shift them to other places. Look at the Silicon Valley itself. We use a lot of technology from one place. There are many other things that we can do and export. So if anyone knows someone, then let's have that hub working, and we know what we can do with it. Thank you. And now I can see that someone is talking about how can you incorporate PD. Actually, I was thinking about it. When Winnie spoke and Metet is here, I think Metet, I really have to look for you so that we take this seriously. This is something that we need to really think about it seriously. Let's look at the deaf society. And indeed, let's say persons with, they say, are they able to differently? But I know you've been doing this. I've watched you do a few things here and there. Let's collaborate and let's see what we can do in ICT for that community as well. I know you know more. You'll advise me on this, but I think after this method, let's talk, let's collaborate, let's see how much we can do for that society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tanui. Yeah, I'm always open for collaboration and to guide on issues of disability inclusion. Of course, we have been following one another on the social media platform, and I know with at least over 14 years experience in advocating for persons with disability, I can be able to assist in working out 1, 2, 3 things. Number one could be even in your organization. That is the first step that you can do, is to give job opportunities to persons with disabilities. If you, for example, you are 20 in your organization, then you set aside 5% for persons with disabilities. And then another thing is maybe innovative technology, where you can come up with a way where when somebody, for example, is signing, you have a technology that can recognize that sign the way Win is doing, and can be able to respond back to say what a person has said. Maybe, for example, the word good morning, the way it is done, then it picks the sign, and then it interprets the sign into maybe actually information, so that now the deaf can be able to understand. Because you know that the idea of writing using a piece of paper, that bridge communication, because most of the people will use exact English, but now the deaf community, for example, uses a sign language, which is, for example, when you are saying I'm going, then they are saying me going. So you see, you cannot have a very good conversation. It's good to learn and understand sign language. So I think that is very good presentation. There was a question, I remember it was a question from Maureen. How do you incorporate, how are you incorporating BWDs, especially the deaf? Yeah, I think that up to there, I think the last sentence, do you think, no, that one cannot, yeah, question, because I know persons with disabilities are able, they can do anything if given the opportunities. The only problem or limitation in the society and in our organizations and even the government is people tend to focus on disability instead of the person. We are supposed to recognize the person first before we see the disability. For example, when you see somebody on a wheelchair, you don't just focus now on the wheelchair, focus on what the person can do, and then you do what we call a reasonable accommodation, and then you do adjustment on the issues of accessibility, built environment, and those kind of things. So that is very possible if we have that attitude, a positive attitude towards a person with disability, and we embrace inclusion. So I think that one we can be able to discuss of the conference, and then we can see how we can work together for the benefit of persons with disability. You find even most of them looking for even attachment is a challenge. At times they normally come to me, we normally give them opportunities at Technical University of Mombasa, because in this side we have really done a lot in inclusion. So when they go out there, they go to 3 to 4 organizations, they get challenges. When they come to us, we give them the opportunities. So that is what we should be doing. So thank you so much. I don't know whether there is any other question. Oh, there is another question from Megan. You can ask it the question, Megan. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question.
Actually, I'm in a place where the background is no good, like it is noisy. But again, yes, I wanted to ask what are the most inclusive areas in ICT? That is, where PWDs can thrive even with maybe limited mobility or vision.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. And I think again, I know Meteta said a few things, and I liked what he said about see the person first before disability. I think for me that is big, which I know the society is not like that, and looks like we really need to train the society to learn such. It sounds simple, but it's profound. It's really big. That see the person first, and that is not what we do out here. I think, like Meteta is saying, people would tend to see the disability before the person. And now, when we come about the inclusive areas, and Meteta is already talking about a few things that we can do. And one of the things I would say where I am, I know I'm not really an expert in that area, but one of the things we can even do is now having this community develop systems for that same community. You see, whereby if we are talking about, I like what Meteta is saying, and I think from this forum, I would dream of history that we are saying this was born out of the forum that we discussed and said now we want to collaborate with PWDs, so that now we can see how much do we know, what are the challenges. And I talked about that the solutions that we give today are the things that make us thrive. So clearly, those are the challenges. And if we get the solutions, then we thrive. And now we'll be thriving with the community. Talk about, I know you are talking about someone who is limited with mobility. Look at the way ICT is today. People don't actually need to leave their tables to do some of the things that we are doing. So in terms of mobility, then it means people work from home. So if you're able to deliver a solution, if you're able to teach online, then you see that is that. Now, let's come to vision as well. Then, again, what are some of the solutions that we can see in that sector? And I think when we collaborate with experts, and then we involve now people from the community in the solutions that we are doing, then we actually get solutions that are needed. And that is what I was talking about when Amos was asking about how do we market. So if out of this forum now, we know that we have this project that we are doing for the people who are enabled, who are able differently, and we indeed have solutions that people are looking for, then why not? And I know there are many challenges. We will only see the ones we begin with and how to include them into our processes and projects. Because for sure, we'll be looking for the solution for those people. And the solutions are the ones that we grow with. And again, I talked about if we're getting the solutions here in Kenya, it means there are many other places, very many places that we need the same solutions. So I think collaboration is the way to go, and let's see how much you can achieve. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe to add on the same query where Megan was asking where most inclusive areas in ICT, we had, I have an example. I will not share the details like the names of the student because of data protection acts. I'm a person who normally follows the law to the letter. So there was a parent who came and he came to our customer care and he was referred to me as the disability inclusion champion for the university. This student had challenges, had some, I think due to some ill health, had some physical disability, and all the time he could hold, he said, with his hands. And the only thing that he could use most of the time is he's been using a laptop. So when he came, of course, we know the challenges. We had a discussion, and then we went to the director of the ICI Institute of Computing and Informatics, and then I discussed with them so that they can be able to accommodate him with all the needs that he requires. So in terms of examination, of course, you have to give them more time. Number two, you have to understand them. And then number three, you have to give them the maximum support. So after discussion with the department, he was given an admission and he's doing IT and he's doing very well. You normally get updates from the department. They normally give him maximum support. So what normally happens is we don't direct them to do what maybe they don't want. When a learner with disability, you give them opportunity to use the courses. And then based on the requirements, then you'll be able to advise. So if somebody wants to do IT, maybe hospitality, you give them a chance to make their choices because also that is their right to make their choices. Of course, you'll advise them maybe for the engineering courses, you have to have done maths and physics. So persons with disabilities can be able to do anything. Even we have one of the deaf who have done electrical installation and current, he was one of our Tachi. So basically they can do anything. So what we need to continue doing is to give them equal opportunities, especially as a right and not a favor. So with that, I think we'll be able to achieve the inclusion, and in terms of employment, 5%. In terms of tenders, they are supposed to benefit from 30%, and 2% from that 30% is supposed to be specifically for persons with disabilities. When it comes to provision of products and services, and that is where Mr. Tanui can come in, is the provision of services in accessible format. Like, for example, websites. We are supposed to have that disability menu where now a person with visual impairment, when maneuvering through the website, they can be able to get those sounds. There are those like dysplasia, where there's the issues of colors. So they love to make use of that menu, either to increase the font or do anything else. So that is now where the IT comes in now in terms of provision of those services. We come also to issues of alarm system and emergency, taking care of PWDs in emergency. In IT, we have one of our washrooms here, about 3 or 4. We installed a disability assist alarm system. There's a siren and also a flashlight. So the flashlight now will be good for the deaf. And then now the flashlight and then the siren now will be good for those visual impairment. Now we need to go further into maybe emergency in case of in the dormitories or in the hostel. You know, when somebody deaf is in the bed, he or she may not be able to see the light. So we need now to advance and do something that can, apart from the light and the siren, we have something that will be able to vibrate in the bed. Of course, the measures of security measures should be put into consideration. So if that person now, when well guided, that if there's a vibration, that is an alarm, then he'll be able to evacuate. So those are the kind of the things that we can walk and see how that can be done. Thank you so much. There's someone who wants to ask a question, should be in the last one. Oh, there are 2. So let's start with Daniel Koech, and then we go to, I think, Megan again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Metet, for this opportunity. I am very happy that we have this topic today from Cornelius Tonui. I think I have an issue on how we can empower the young people. I remember yesterday and the day before yesterday, I had some colleagues who were calling me from home, Kenya, asking about the best options to choose for CPC, especially for their grade 9, on how they can choose the best subject, especially that will enable them do this IT or whatever, programming, coding, machine learning, AI, and the rest. And when I was given the list of options, I discovered that it is really complex. So, Mr. Tonui, I'm requesting that maybe you find a way of guiding teachers, especially because of the new curriculum, which is very confusing. In fact, most of the teachers even do not understand it, if I may say. I was a teacher at Chisoan Boys before, and we were talking about this CPC or whatever they call it nowadays, and there is a lot of mystery surrounding this curriculum. So, for example, even me, I have a son who is very interested in IT, coding, but he is young. And I discovered that you have experience, a lot of experience teaching maybe graduates or senior people. So please look for a way of now getting these young ones so that we can have them when they are still fresh when they can understand these things very well. Because for me, I've been trying to learn this, and yes, I'm trying, but it's not like somebody who is in grade, maybe grade 6, grade 7. Those people who are IT savvy. Most of our youth currently in Kenya are also misusing this technology. I've been following how technology is also trying to, it's almost destroying the country, because there are so many young people who know how to use this technology to some extent. So maybe there should be a way the government should also try to exploit that to make these people fully, because most of them, they know maybe content creation. So, and sometimes they create something which is very negative to attract views, but at the same time, you know, it can easily influence to do negative things. So if we arrest this issue at that young age, especially teaching them that technology is not only about social media and content creation, likes, and reading comments, then they will really have a very bright future. I'm in a country where skill is rewarded. I mean, as Tonui said, that sometimes it is not even about a lot of papers, but the experience and skills. I can tell you for free, everybody, that wherever I am, the country I am in, and the countries that are neighboring this country, people are rewarded according to their skills. And they earn a lot of money. This coding is one of them. So let us encourage our young people to do it. Let us not discourage them that they should get an A, or maybe something like a very impressive grade to do this. But they should have that interest first. If they are interested, then they can learn. Because I have people who did maybe certificate in something, but they are very professional when it comes to coding, and they're earning a lot of money, even more than people who maybe could be having a master's. So let us not, because we have so many of our youth. I was a teacher. I'm sorry for taking time. Just give me some few, just 1 or 2 minutes. I realized that we were producing maybe out of 50 students, maybe around 7 were going to maybe were joining university, another 10 maybe to this MTC or whatever. And then the majority were just going to the village, like we were dumping them. These are the people which who are very useful here in Europe. They are really useful. Those people were empowered through this IT empowerment. Anyway, thank you so much. So maybe you can address that issue. Like, how can I advise my son who is in grade 8, who likes coding because he really likes technology? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach. I think we are running almost short of time. So, Mr. Tanu, maybe in 2 minutes you can do a response, and then I hand over to Mr. Bates to close the conference. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I think in the interest of time, I'll really try to answer it very quickly, as requested by Mr. Metet. So indeed, thank you, Daniel, for those remarks. For me, I've also been watching, of course, we are here watching CBC, and I think one of the big things or great things that happened to this country should actually be CBC. However, what I would advise the parents, because now I included, our parents mentored us through the 844, and that was it. And that was their time. Now for us, We went through 844, but we are given kids that are going through CBC. And we have that challenge. And sometimes even feeling that they should have gone through 844 like we did. I'm also not an expert, but on my own view, one, I think it will be very important for us parents to consider the talent for these kids, because things have also changed. So for me, I would say, first of all, let's really also see what talent they have. Before I think the old way of saying this kid should be a doctor, this kid should be a teacher, this kid should be this. I think somehow with CBC that is long gone. So let's try and see how much the kids love, and then we train them towards that. And I know some parents are already going that direction. Why do I say that? Because I think talent actually pays, and it's also starting to pay, as we see even here in Kenya. It's only still very small, but then look at coming to social media, look at our singers, for example. Look at our athletes, for example. Look at a little bit now, football is coming up as well. I know these guys from TSON, and I'm from there as well, and I'm a guy who likes talent. I know that should be the best ward in Bomet County, where it produces footballers, and I've been supporting a few from my area, TSON. And these guys really have serious talent. So let's see how we can nurture our kids towards what they like. And then coming to your son who already likes IT, I think it is a great time actually that now that mentorship goes. And I think it's something that also I'll be thinking towards mentoring them younger. Because like for me, that is what I do for mine as well. I throw them some ICT things here and there, start building things. And yeah, for kids, they are not like ourselves. Me, like Daniel, struggle to learn new things. I've been learning AI, and it's not easy for me. I learn 1 hour, get tired, sleep, wake up, go back again, because I must learn AI. But then these kids are doing amazing things, and they're learning in so short a time. So I think in the mentorship, it's something that as well, it will be good that we consider coming up with mentoring them younger, seeing the causes that they can do, throwing them challenges here and there, hackathons and things like that. Mentor them towards ICT. But for these other things, let's see how we can help mentor kids on the talents that they want. Because again, social media, like you are saying, it presents a very huge opportunity. If you know how to do something and you're doing it very well in TikTok or YouTube, you get followers and get paid. You get known and someone picks you and helps you. And I think we love our artists, for example. We love them so much, and they get a lot of support and hype from people. The only thing also that may be lacking somehow is mentorship, training, which someone can pick. You see, like Bet picking this, someone else should actually pick something and start also on training these guys to know that they are celebs. They are people our kids are looking up. So they need some decorum and how to behave and things. They need to know how they would talk. They need to get organized. They need to know how, probably some financial here and there, how do they invest when they get money when they're young and things like that. And all these are gaps that I was saying, which are challenges and actually are business opportunities for very many other people. I hope we can be seeing that. Whenever you see a challenge, then that is an opportunity for business. So I think in this, we can always converse. When you have another opportunity, you can invite me to talk about all this. I think, innovation and seeing solutions, we can always discuss and see how that can happen. So with the interest of time, let me take it back to Mr. Meta. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tanui, for taking your time to present. Most of us have been able to learn a lot. and we really appreciate for sacrificing your time. As I hand over to Mr. Bate, I'm requesting that you pick some questions there from Megan, the last ones, and then you can respond in our forum, community discussion, WhatsApp forum later on, or maybe tomorrow. Mr. Bate, take it over now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Metet. Thank you, Daniel Kibet-Koech from Hungary, University of Debrecen. Actually, I was to give you time to give vote of thanks, but because you have talked extensively, I will give this opportunity to Purity Chichi to give vote of thanks. Purity Chichi is a member of technical team, just like Metet and Daniel and Winnie. Our role is mainly sign language interpretation, because Winnie has already introduced herself and Chichi joined us late. I want to give this opportunity to, in a special way, to Purity to say something and to appreciate the participants and the guest of today. Then I say one or two things, then we close the meeting. Chichi, karibu. Chichi is from Mombasa. He's a specialist in sign language interpretation. Karibu Purity, you can take on your mic and then speak to us. Just a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes,
hope
good
all
evening.
the fine. Yes. Sorry, today I came very late. I'm very sorry. I was busy and there was traffic in the road, but better late than never, as they say. Thank you so much, Mr. Cornelius, for the beautiful representation, for the good word, especially to us, the youth. You have given us such an opportunity and also given us the knowledge how to go about and which steps to follow. Also, thank you so much, Metet, together with Beth, for making it possible, and all technical teams. I'm very happy to be a part of this journey, and I hope in future, Mr. Polonius, if you get another time, please do come join us again. It's really a special honor to have you here in our platform. Here, what I can say in this journey, especially to the youth, it's all about awareness. It's all about getting the right information from the right source, from the right channel. You know, nowadays, the internet, the social media, there is a lot of rumors. You can't get the accurate information on how to go about. But I'm very grateful to Beth, Metet, and all the team that have made it possible. And also the people that have come together with us, time and parcel, for this meeting. I'm very happy for you taking your generous time to come and listen from great mind, people with great experience, and also to get knowledge about things in life and how to present and how to go about in information that I didn't know. Even I didn't know how to go about it, but now I've gotten the right channel, the right source, the correct information, and I'm very grateful. On behalf of all the members, I thank you so much, Mr. Corina, once again. Thank you so much. Mr. Metet, thank you so much, being the disability heroism. Thank you a lot for also giving us an opportunity to the youth, the PWDs, and all people, and also as a sign language interpreter. Thank you so much, Chef Korir, for a wonderful, great job. Well done. Thank you all, and very happy to meet you. Have a blessed night. May God bless you all.
Yes, thank you, Chichi, for the appreciation of the participants and our guest today, and Metet, and the rest of us. I want to, in a special way, thank Mr. Cornelius Tanoi for the wonderful job he did tonight. He saves the opportunity. In fact, if you had not joined this conference, maybe the meeting would not have taken place, because actually that did not make, and I will find out what made him not to join the meeting. So in a special way, Tonui, you have given us today important presentations. And what I've learned is that for young people to succeed, it takes a number of things. One is the attitude and the mindset that this world is very competitive. And it's not, and things are not easy, but it depends on how you conduct yourself. You really need to first have and understand the environment that jobs are not readily available, but you should create for yourself. And the way to do it so is to join mentorship programs, join forums, be somebody who is ready to also be in several networks like this one. Avail yourself in several forums and networks like this, because you can learn one or two things. And be patient, continue learning. So those are some of the things that I've taken. So for those who are in the conference, we will carry forward the questions that you have indicated in the chat box to the main page where we normally have discussions. And I want to assure you that Cornelius will also be there, and then he will respond. So Cornelius, we want to thank you in a very special way. Welcome back again. I will create another schedule for you, because this one is like we are checked. So I will create one for you, and then you prepare in advance. 1 week in advance, I will tell you the areas you'll focus. I will even give you the leading questions of some of the things that we want you to address. But all the same, today has been very wonderful. It became very interesting, because even towards the end, I've seen so many people raising their hands. But colleagues or friends who are in the conference, it is not lost. All your questions will be addressed in the main WhatsApp page. So before I wind up, I've seen a leader here. There's one leader here, my leader, my former MCA. I want to give him this opportunity to say something and maybe also close the meeting in an official way. He's our leader, and always leaders have also wisdom. They can give counsel, they can guide even the young people. So maybe you take 3 minutes, talk about maybe 1 or 2 issues and advice you're giving to the young people, and also thank the guest of today in a special way. Wesley Bett, you have an opportunity. I've never given you an opportunity and you've been trying, but today you have. Karibu. You can also put on your camera, if possible, if you are in somewhere where we can see you, even maybe for just a few seconds. Then you can switch off to the audio mode if you feel like you are not comfortable. So you take on your mic now and speak. Time is over, so we are going to close in the next maybe 2-3 minutes. Wesley Bett, it is your time to speak, please. Are you in? Hello? Wesley Bett, you've raised your hand, and I've given you an opportunity to say something and even close the meeting. And do you have challenges in any challenge in your device, with your device? Maybe you can also indicate in the chat box, please, if you are unable to speak. Say something in the chat box, because we are actually winding up. Yes, Wesley Bett, please, I'm seeing you have raised your hand. You have an opportunity to speak. Please speak now. Unmute and then speak. You have not unmuted. So unmute first, then you can speak. Thank you. I don't know what is the challenge Wesley Bett is facing. He has raised his hand. I've given him an opportunity to speak. He's still not speaking. I don't know what I should do now. Wesley Bet, it is your time. Please. Wesley Bet, can you hear me? He's really facing a serious problem with this gadget. Huh? Yeah, can you just indicate in the chat box, please? What will be the, can we give you some few seconds to prepare? Or we close the meeting? MCA Honorable Wesley Bet, I wanted you to, the last speaker. Metet, can I close the meeting?
I think you can close because
Wesley Bet is unable to speak.
Wesley Bet is trying to, I think he has a problem in
Okay.
in unmuting because already he has put on his camera.
No,
But the
okay,
remaining part is mute.
I think there's a problem with the way, maybe he's having a problem in locating where the microphone is. And I think the microphone
maybe can ask for assistance.
I cannot unmute. You know the but time is really gone. So
he can ask for assistance wherever he is.
Really unfortunate you're not able to speak to us. Okay, let me just give you 30 seconds to prepare because we are actually closing. If you'll not be able to do so, I will now welcome somebody to pray for us. Meanwhile, any pastor around who will volunteer to lead us in a word of prayer? Anyone? Just raise your hand to close the meeting with a word of prayer. As Cornelius prepare to speak. Anyone? Somebody is trying to tell me Wesley Bet and Richard Mutai have raised their hands, but I wanted to give only Wesley Bet to speak. The rest, if you have an issue, indicate in the chat box. I will transfer to the WhatsApp page. Of course, there's an automatic note taker, and all whatever is transferred will be transcribed, including the video, and you'll get it. Wesley Bet has left even the meeting. So who can lead us in a word of prayer, please? Okay, Richard Mutai. You can pray for us, please.
Okay.
Richard Mutai.
Okay, thank you. Can you get me clearly?
Richard Mutai.
Yes,
can you
get me?
And then maybe you can pray. Yes. Yes, I get you clearly, very clearly.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us pray. I'm sorry also joining this meeting late. I was also in another meeting. And shall we pray? Our Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we want to thank you tonight. Thank you because of these family members whom we have been together discussing issues of life. It's our prayer and our request that may you lead our family to be strong, powerful, academically, socially, and even politically in the mighty name of Jesus. It is our prayer, Jehovah God, tonight. May you lead us as we are going to rest. For us who are going to sleep, give us a peaceful night. And for some who are going back to work, Jehovah God, may you lead them, lead our family, even in the new week that's starting tomorrow. The mighty name of Jesus, I pray and believe. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So, members or participants, you can leave the conference at your own pleasure. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wesley Bet, what was the issue? You really tried, eh? What was the problem? It's unfortunate that we have ended the meeting before you speaking to us. But we can just have informal, maybe you can say something as the rest here exit. Maybe even just tell us what was the issue. I've seen you have rejoined the meeting. Hello, Boyo. Wesley Bet, I've seen you. Is that Wesley Bet, Mweshimiwa? Is a different one. Eh? Huh? A different Wesley Bet.
Maybe he's an aspirant or he's not the one. No, you can mute. You click.
Everyone mute to answer to check it.
Click on that kahaigo napo chini.
Yeah,
iko hapo.
Just click hiyo yenye meweka cross, diagonal cross to unmute. Yeah. Then maybe just say something. Hata tumemaliza.
Umeona? Bet.
Yeah. Ebu ongea sasa. Weka. Yes. Hello, Wes. You know you're. We were confusing you with elected member of county assembly in the last period, Wesley Bet. You have the same name.
We have the same name. You're near Bomet. I'm coming from Nakuru County.
That's good.
Thank you.
Megan Geribu also is from Nakuru County. She's here, but she's currently in Kisii. Megan.
From Kisii.
Wesley Bet. Yes. Anatoka Nakuru County.
Jamani Wesley, usitutese hivi. Aki Wesley, umetutesa, tunakungoja ukuji, kumbe si wewe.
Sio yeye.
Utalipa fine basi.
Hakuna neno, sawa. Habari ya Nakuru?
Poleni. Salama sana kiongozi.
Sawa,
Nakuru iko sana. I joined the meeting late, but I
Next time join mapema.
Next time ta join mapema kabisa.
Uko kwa hiyo group ya community, WhatsApp group.
Karibu.
I'm an HRD.
Yeah.
Oh, HRD. Okay.
I'm working.
Sawa.
Okay.
Make sure you join the group tumeweka hiyo link hapo kama uko ile ya community WhatsApp. You'll be getting the link mapema, any other updates.
Metet.
Yes. Sema Megan.
Metet, we seriously need to revisit this topic. Mimi bado sijashiba.
What we'll do tutaenda kwa WhatsApp alafu tutadiscuss huko kwa WhatsApp.
Yeah, sawa.
Hata nimemwambia Cornelius pale akujibu pale kwa forum, and then we can proceed from there.
Oh, sawa, we'll be waiting.
Okay, asante. Wesley Bet, tuko kwa group?
Niko area bwana kiongozi.
There's a group called community.
WhatsApp group. Kama hujaingia?
Niko kwa group.
Oh, that is okay. Sawa basi. Asante sana.
Haya, mbarikiwe.
Good night.